The hospitality industry has been among the hardest hit in 2020, and that could only get worse as we enter the winter season and more shutdown restrictions. Everything from where we eat, stay, to how we travel has had to adapt to COVID-19 in some fashion. Linchi Kwok is an associate professor in the Collins College of Hospitality Management. That's at Cal Poly Pomona. And he joins us now. Welcome to Insight, Linchi.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So when we say hospitality industry, we mean hotels, restaurant, airlines, right?
It's actually more than that, like also convention events. And so pretty much anything about leisure could be part of the hospitality industry.
I was wondering about if the gig economy is separate or if they're part of it, you know, Airbnb, Uber, DoorDash.
I think it depends how people see it. I see Airbnb, it's a big portion of the lodging industry. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely part of the hotel. And we cannot, in today's, when we're dealing with pandemic, I don't think we can separate the delivery like the DoorDash and all those servers. So I think they're also part of the hospitality industry.
Professor, we just discussed how retail has seen winners and losers depending on their business models heading through the pandemic. Can you tell us exactly how hard the hospitality industry has been hit and whether there's some winners and losers?
Yes. Well, I give you some numbers. Like 2019, I think the whole, let's say, hotel industry, we're running at about 62% occupancy and ADR at $131. But then in April, that was the hardest hit to the industry. The U.S. actually only running about 21% of occupancy. Like that's 1/3 of the room were occupied. And then the ADR or the average daily rate is $70.80. So it's a lot lower.
That's a huge drop.
Yes. But as you said, there's some business models may be more resilient or maybe okay during the pandemic. We do see some business coming back a lot faster than the other segments, like in the lodging industry, for example. Airbnb is doing a lot better. It got hit actually in April. It dropped 90% of occupancy, like the booking. I won't say occupancy because Airbnb uses different metrics, but then the booking dropped 90%. But then in July, Airbnb already picked up the occupancy and they actually have more bookings than last year.
Oh, wow.
2019.
Right.
So it's a lot improvement. I guess that's why Airbnb want to file IPO later. Mm-hmm. Within the hospitality, like within the traditional hotel products, we also see extended stay hotels are doing better.
Extended
when
stay.
When we say extended stay hotels, yeah, that means usually a hotel with at least a kitchenette or a full-size kitchen. So those hotels are designed for people who stay for a little bit longer term.
How do you feel, Professor?
Yes,
how do you feel about the average daily occupancy rate heading into the pandemic? It seemed like it had gone up faster than the rate of inflation over the past 10 plus years or so. And every time I would see a listing for a hotel price, I would be, honestly, I'd be a little shocked. Like, wow, I remember when spending that much on a hotel room would have been a real luxury place. And this one's not so much. So did the pandemic at all act as maybe an adjustment for that average daily rate? Or am I just completely off in my thinking?
I think what you said makes good sense, but it really depends on the demand and supply. So there's a strong demand for lodging facilities and people want to travel. If you look at the air traffic, 2019, indeed, I think people travel like flight a lot more than 2018. If you just look at the number of those air traffic. So those actually will help with the hotels. And I think the demand is, because demand is high, so people, airfare is a lot cheaper. and the gas price is not that expensive, I think that motivates people to travel a little bit more. And the hotel, when they're doing business, so when they see the demand is high, they will increase the price a little bit. But of course, now they cannot increase the price anymore because it's most of the places are very struggling. But leisure market in another, if I go back to what I said earlier, we're not looking at the segmentation, but we look at the location-wise. I think leisure markets usually a little bit better, like the beach locations or national park. A lot of if you have a natural drive, places with natural drive usually would get a little bit better performance than the other.
Yeah, because people want to be in want to be in places where there's not a lot of crowds. So they're going to these more outdoor, mountainy, beachy places instead of cities.
Yeah, but yes, I think that's very good point. But also, I did not talk about the restaurant industry. I also the data actually said also quick service restaurant like the fast food, they actually was doing a lot better than the full service restaurant, like the fine dining restaurants. And the number, actually, national statistic actually show in April, the fast food restaurant, the sales actually dropped 41%, but starting in June, they already picked up what they used to be in 2019. Mm-hmm. So now the fast food restaurants are doing okay, but it's only those full service independent restaurants actually are very struggling. Many of the independent restaurants actually closed the door for good.
Within that fast food or fast casual area, are there any specific franchises or chains that you think are handling this better than others?
I won't say anyone doing any better. I think they're all trying best. I do see a lot of new changes in the restaurant, or maybe we can expect in 2021 we'll see a lot of new design of the restaurant. Those fast food restaurants, they're all trying to improve the process. They look at how many seconds they can improve when you go through the drive-through or pickup services. Yes. The national data sets actually it takes longer because there's a higher demand. So I see new store design, Chipotle designing new store, Taco Bell rolling out new store design, McDonald's working on it, Burger King's working on it. So everybody's trying to try to roll out new store design. The possible new features we'll see more drive-through names. Mm-hmm. The restaurant actually, McDonald's introducing like triple drive-through names stores.
What type of drive-through?
And also triple. So now they may have one drive-through lane or two drive-through lanes, but then they will make it into three. And then Taco Bell making the new store, they decide they have two drive-through lane, but one drive-through lane is designated for mobile pickup only.
Oh, I see. Right.
So they want push people to go through mobile pickup, and then to speed up the process. Panera Bread, I think they actually did very quickly. They react to it very quickly. They sell some of the grocery because they cannot get out of the inventory, I think back in April. So they try to sell some inventory, but they also utilize the technology for mobile pickup. So when people order pickup in the store, but as their car approaching to the store will notice, okay, this customer is coming close by.
Oh, with
we better get ready.
GPS, right? Yeah. And I did see that Chipotle is opening their first all digital locations as well. I want to talk quickly about
the digital kitchen.
About transportation, the transportation side of traveling. Commercials for Amtrak are touting air filtration and social distancing in the individual cars. And of course, the airlines have left the middle seat open in some cases. How long can that last?
I don't think that will last that long, actually. My personal prediction, I think, as long as the vaccine comes, hopefully it will come soon, and a lot of people are taking the vaccine. And then when people see the number drops,
Right.
I think people will pick up and go back to travel again. This is also my personal opinions. I also think people tend to forget things. So maybe like a few years later, people probably won't remember or care as much. Like they don't
Right.
wash their hands as often now. So that's probably, I don't know, but
Professor
personal.
Linchi Kwok, an associate professor in the Collins College of Hospitality Management at Cal Poly Pomona. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.